today I've got a really inspiring story. I just had Doug Beaumont on the show, and Doug was a very prominent evangelical voice who studied under Norman Geisler, who was a prominent theologian, wrote multiple books. And Doug started doing some research and then eventually became a Catholic just based upon what he thought would be the best way to express his Christian faith. So today our news comes from the Catholic world with the Pope. So check this out.
Come ho avuto modo di affermare in altre occasioni, ritengo che si tratti di una forma di colonizzazione ideologica che non lascia spazio alla libertà di espressione e che oggi assume sempre più la forma di quella cancel culture che invade tanti ambiti e istituzioni pubbliche.
I love it. The Pope is actually a boss. He understands that the wokeism that is infecting the minds of people, obviously in his circles, but also in the American West, undoubtedly, is a problem. Now, here's some of the things that he says. I love this dude already. So he says, cancel culture is a form of ideological colonization. I just love that term, first of all, because now he's using the terms that the woke uses against the woke, calling it ideological colonization. And ultimately what he means there is you just put echo chamber in that place. So basically we're trying to get people to think exactly the same. That's what ideological colonization is. That's what cancel culture does. We get rid of everybody who's a dissenter and thinks differently than us. And understandably, this is an issue. This is an issue for thinking. This is an issue for the faith. And he says this, all of this is done under the guise of defending diversity, and it ends up canceling all senses of identity. Boy, he couldn't be more right about this. That in their attempt to try to create, diversity, equity, and inclusion, actually the one thing that they're no longer doing is the woke are no longer allowing and making room for ideological diversity or intellectual diversity. This couldn't be more true on college campuses than almost any other institution, especially in America today. So now we've got these safe spaces on college campuses, and even these places where only minority students are allowed to go because they want to have a safe space away from the threat of, I guess, other races that they deem unlawful in their safe spaces. And so very often, too, you can see this in just the demographic makeup of professors at the academy. So the last statistic on this, and this is according to Pew Research, 66% of professors claimed that they were liberal. And I bet you cannot guess how many claimed that they were conservative. 3%. 3%. So what makes up for the other number there? Well, I bet you wouldn't assume that is radical leftist, cultural Marxist professors trying to indoctrinate students into this way of thinking. Because, of course, that's what it is. They're not middle-of-the-road Republicans. No. So the academy is given over to leftism almost entirely. So it's no longer a place of ideological diversity. It's no longer a place where different ideas are accepted. In fact, you can get fired if you don't toe the line. So the Pope comes up against this in just this most beautiful way. It absolutely makes him my hero of the day because of the way that he comes against cancel culture. And boy, oh, for more Christians who have the kind of confidence to speak against these cultural institutions that come with the veneer and come with the superficial layer of helping people and being empathetic, but ultimately down deep inside, they are corrupt to the core. So I think we have an obligation as Christians to try to find those kind of things wherever they crop up and to get rid of them as quickly as we possibly can. And we've already got a leader in the Christian world showing us the way. Oh, for more evangelical, more Protestant pastors with the spine that this Pope has to really stand up against cultural institutions that are harming and hurting fellow Christians, all being done so in the name of diversity. And this is why most pastors will not speak against it, because one of the idols of the modern day church is diversity, because now we've got gospel centered and diverse, as though those two things were on the same plane of existence, that speaking the gospel truth from the Bible was the same thing as making sure the demographic the makeup of your church was diverse enough. Well, we want a church that looks like heaven, and heaven's going to be diverse. Like, obviously, yes. But what if the congregation that you pastor is 99% white, because the city that you live in is 99% white? You can't really have diversity in a congregation like that, as much as you may want to skinny jeans it up and make that congregation diverse. No, the truth is that what we need to do is, in the process of being gospel-centered and gospel truth advocates, we will truly create, and I know people don't believe this even anymore, we will create a diverse church. And most importantly, we'll have the ideological diversity that is necessary, because the Bible covers all sorts of truth, because all truth is God's truth. It's just time we as Christians started standing up for it and speaking about it.
You can catch brand new episodes of Indie Thinker with Reed Huberman every Monday, and weekly bonus episodes to keep you thinking throughout the week. But you have to subscribe and click the bell to be notified when new episodes drop. If you enjoy this content, make sure to like this video and share it with friends.